I know what you might be thinking. Hey, Don Kryptonium is just the funny guy. But we both know that there is no greater educator, that there is no greater wisdom provider in this space than Don Kryptonium. And today we are going to discuss Astroport and how they absolutely winning the liquidity wars in Cosmos, how they attract millions of liquidity, and how soon they will have largest TVL in Cosmos. So this we will start with announcement of DyDx chain, its native token DyDx being listed on Astroport. So DyDx is one of the largest chain in Cosmos. It's also the new chain, right? And there is still not much liquidity. Majority of liquidity stays on the Ethereum side and on centralized exchanges, So now people who held DyDx tokens, they can migrate it to Cosmos chain and then can trade it. And the deepest liquidity is on Neutron Astroport. It's 1 million TVL, giving deep liquidity for anyone who wants to get their hands on DyDx tokens. If you are still on Ethereum, nothing easier. You can go to DyDx bridge, DyDx Foundation/bridge, migrate, connect the wallet when you're on the bridge, and you can type DyDx chain. So you copy DyDx address from your wallet, migrate, and it will arrive on Cosmos. So the liquidity is already there on Neutron. And why I'm so bullish about Astroport, we will have to compare it to some other exchanges. So this is not about other exchanges, but we need to understand why Astroport is actually so good here and what they actually do right. So there's few announcement that this 1 million TVL is PCL, which stands for Passive Concentrated Liquidity. And you might have heard the term concentrated liquidity. Standard pool looks like this. There is liquidity on the top and people trade and this liquidity is rebalancing. But what if you concentrate most of the liquidity near to the price that is right now? Then you can access more liquidity, less price slippage. But there is one problem with concentrated liquidity, and this problem is that if you are a retail user just like me, you will get wrecked. Why you will get wrecked? Because prices change, and if you set narrow this concentrated liquidity, you will be out of bounds, out of range, and you need to rebalance that. So the only people who have advantage here are the bots. So first of all, retail is losing, retail is getting wrecked while the bots are winning, and because of this, you cannot access the huge liquidity that could be out there because many people ending out of range all the time. And this passive concentrated liquidity is fixing that. So this is something that Astroport is bringing. So they create vaults. There is passive concentrated liquidity that is auto rebalancing, making these pools more liquid and giving you, the user, fair play. That's the fair field where you can compete with others and giving you high APR. So this is the next step, and this is for now on the one place in Cosmos where you can access this. Okay, so Neutron got listed and it says, you can follow Astroport and you can find full information about this passive concentrated liquidity. Is very well explained, but I believe I was able to explain to you this in simple terms. So when we look on the Astroport, the total liquidity of Astroport is $55 million. Majority this is on Neutron chain, same volume, close to $10 million, and majority, I believe 80%, coming from the Neutron chain. So we can look at this. Of course, majority is in Neutron Atom pool, but there is also other pools, Ethereum and STETH also very deep liquidity, which is very bullish, but I will tell you about why is that important in the next step we're going to discuss. And now, of course, also deep liquidity on DyDx. And I think as we get those large chains, as people are bridging tokens from DyDx, I think this liquidity is only going to grow. You know, and we can compare this in here on CoinGecko, 24 hours volume. You know, like still Cosmos chains don't really compete with the top volume, but you can see this is Astroport on Neutron, nearly 8 million, and it's soon, you know, probably gonna touch osmosis. And if it's gonna go this way, is there is more liquidity being deployed in Astroport, I expect we might have new king, so to speak, of the liquidity in Cosmos. Of course, we are going to see if that happens. So let me tell you why this liquidity is so important, and why I like to see those important pairs like Ethereum. You know, we need to urgently see though Ethereum with stablecoin, because now you cannot do much. So I expect this will be deployed, and this will result in even greater liquidity, right? But deep liquidity on Ethereum, deep liquidity on Neutron, deep liquidity on Atom, deep liquidity on DyDx. 4 large chains. What it means? It means you can put those assets to work, okay? So, for example, Nolus is launching on Arbitrum. When you want to leverage your assets, you want to borrow against and so on, use them in DeFi, there is one most important thing. You need a lot of liquidity, because you need those assets to be stable. If you don't have enough liquidity, there is always more danger. So, people, the Nolus, will be able to tap to deep liquidity of Astroport to leverage the DeFi product, and thanks to this, being more secure. You know, deeper liquidity equal more security, less liquidations, easier access to the capital, you know. So I was surprised that the DyDx on Osmosis was that low. Together with Osmo, that's roughly 165,000. So this is simply dwarfed. You know, I'm looking forward if there will be Celestia, because I believe this is another large asset that will be perfect for collateral. So this is the news, and maybe I got overly excited. Now I'm just acting. But you know, this is important, and, you know, I wouldn't write off Astroport, especially these huge volumes. And, you know, we know they drive a lot of volumes because of the arbitrage between centralized exchange and Neutron, in this case between Binance, also Atom. But you know where else is a lot of arbitrage opportunity? You know which other token has deep liquidity on centralized exchanges? It's DyDx, and there is another arbitrage opportunity coming on that pool, and there will be more of those, right? So with that, Don Kryptonium passed you wisdom, and now, if you excuse me, Don Kryptonium will be out. Till the next time.